Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out this afternoon. First off this afternoon, I would like to start by saying we still do not have a suspect in this case. We are following up and will follow up on every lead the public has provided us. Investigators would like to clarify the details around the timeline when Taylor was in contact with her family. She left her home at 5:50 p.m. Halloween night. We believe she walked north on Pleasant Valley Road for about 10 minutes to the railroad tracks. The last contact she had with her family or friends was at 6 p.m. via text message. The next contact the family had was at 7:30 when the cell phone was found, and the family then reported her missing to the RCMP. She was found by the tracks at 8:45. It is during the time between 5:50 and 8:45 p.m. we would like to know her movements. The forensic autopsy was conducted in Kamloops yesterday. The results of the autopsy are considered holdback evidence in the interest of preserving the integrity of this investigation. In some cases, we are able to provide some details of the death. In this case, investigators feel it is in the best interest not to release any information. The reason is this. Right now, the only people who know the full details of this death are the pathologist, a few investigators, and the person or persons responsible for the crime. As all of you in the media are aware, the criminal justice system holds into account all aspects of a police investigation. That includes media coverage of a major event like this homicide. The investigating officers and myself are sure you, as professional media outlets, would not want to release any information that would compromise the integrity of the investigation in any way. The RCMP is doing everything possible to bring this case to a successful conclusion and bring the person or persons responsible to justice so the family and the community of Armstrong can begin the healing process. The way this case is progressing, it appears that while the investigators will be working through the weekend, there will be very little to report on. However, I make this promise to you all. Should there be a major break in this case, I will send out a message to the pending media briefing with enough advance warning so you can attend and be updated. I will now take some questions.
This text you made reference to, would that be the same text that we've been reporting for a few days, contained a message that she was being creeped?
I'm not 100% sure. It is likely, but I'm not 100% sure the details. Because we have the phone, we are following up on all aspects of messages and times that were sent from that. As you can appreciate, that requires some in-depth looking at, and our people are looking at that.
So with this new timeline you've given us, it's quite possible that she was attacked within a little more than 10 minutes after she was last seen heading out.
There is that possibility. We do not know what has happened between 6 p.m. and the 7:30 or 8:45 when she was found. 7:30, there's a call. 8:45 is when she was found.
But can you tell us that that final text message at least contained some suggestion that she was concerned?
I don't know the details of that, and I know that the public has received it from friends, relatives, whatever. I do not know the exact content for what it is they are looking at, what was the last message sent.
I know that the police were notified at 7:30 that the family and friends were worried that she was missing, but when was it that the friends were kind of like, okay, too much time has gone by? And I know that one of her friends got in a car and they started searching around, so...
My understanding is at 7:30 is when that call came because an individual located the cell phone.
What happened exactly then? Was it a call from that cell phone to parents? Or?
My understanding is the phone call was made to what was referred to as call home or call family. And that prompted the call then to the RCMP that we have not heard from her since 6, and the investigation started.
Was the phone found near the tracks where she was found?
My information is it was found on the tracks. To where exactly in relation, I do not have that information for you.
You were canvassing last night, or police were canvassing drivers as they were making their way home last night along the route that we believe that Taylor may have taken. Is more of that planned tonight as well?
I can tell you that, as I said before, we have over 40 investigators working on this particular file. We are doing everything we can to bring this to a quick, successful conclusion. What they were doing last night was checking people who, at about the same time period, would have been there. We know people are creatures of habit. They were probably going home at the same time from work. They'd probably take that same route going to from the store, friends, whatever. We were there with photographs during that same time period to see if those individuals that were traveling, maybe we could jog their memory around what was happening at that time on Halloween night.
I also noticed that there were officers that were writing down every single license plate that came through the area as well.
That is a possibility. I know that what we were trying hard to do is to identify individuals that were in that area, speaking to them, taking an opportunity to make contact.
The Globe and Mail reported that the last text message that was sent out from Taylor's phone contained a spelling mistake, and that spelling mistakes weren't something that she was in the habit of making. So it raises the question, are the police certain that it was in fact Taylor that sent that final text message?
I can't begin to speak on something that a reporter has reported, because I don't know, have the information for you.
Is it possible that she didn't send that text?
That is, anything is possible, I suppose.
Now that the autopsy has been completed, have you released the body back to her family?
My understanding is after the autopsy has been completed, yes, we would be in touch with the coroner and the family. Yeah, we have no reason now to complete, have it any longer, as usual in these types of investigations.
Gordon, you said she went north on PD and went to the tracks, so does that mean she also traveled east along Rosedale?
We believe she traveled on the sidewalk, as I showed yesterday, north along, she went north along the roadway there. She could have deviated. We don't have her exact steps, right? But we believe that she was in the area up, walked north along Pleasant Valley Road for about 10 minutes into that area. Could she have deviated? Possibly.
So she did walk into that area, you believe? She walked on her own accord into the area?
We believe so, yes.
So on to Rosedale? Yes. So she was walking on Rosedale as well?
We don't have the exact, line of where she went. It is believed that she is there. We don't know if she was alone. We don't know if she was with somebody or somebody followed her. She met up with somebody, or the individual or individuals involved here were in the area where we believe this attack happened. There are some unanswered questions. We're very much trying to get that information.
So just because she would have gone towards it, she would have gone along Rosedale, you're just not sure.
At what point or how, that exactly.
Do we know that absolute last place she was positively known to be at by herself, still walking?
To the best of our knowledge, and the information that I have been provided to put forth, is this: that she walked north on Pleasant Valley Road for about 10 minutes into that area. Could she have deviated? Possibility. Could she have met somebody, they stopped for a bit? Possibility. That's why we were really working hard canvassing that area last night, trying to jog people's memory. Maybe they saw something. That's why it was important to us to get out what she looked like. And you go, oh, right, I saw 2 or 3 people together. We are really, in this case, asking the people of the community of Armstrong to assist us in any way they can to help us bring this to a successful conclusion.
After the release of the photos, did you get any tips about somebody seeing her in the costume?
Not that I'm aware specifically. We have received a number of calls and tips as a result of the coverage that you people have assisted us with and that appeal to the public. And we know that the messaging that you folks are putting forth is beneficial because a couple times we have seen, I didn't think it was important, however, you have said, nothing is too small, so I thought I would call. So that is the messaging that you people are helping us with to get into the community so that we can get maybe that piece of information that we vitally need in order to complete this investigation.
Did the autopsy show any sign of sexual assault?
As I said earlier here, there's no details of the autopsy that's going to be released. So we can preserve the integrity of this investigation.
Are you able to say whether or not she was walking with an iPod in or anything like that that may have, prevented her from hearing, or
I'm not aware of that.
just her cell phone was found?
The cell phone is the only thing that I'm aware of.
I just have a question on the text message again, the last one. Can you tell me who it was sent to? Is it a family member or a friend?
I'm not sure it was family or friends. Family or friend, I don't know which one it was that it was sent to. Like, I'm not really sure. They kind of are two tied together, and I don't know which it was a family member or it was a friend who related to the family.
Could you give us a few more details on who discovered the body? You mentioned family and friends, but could you tell us who was with the police at the time the body was discovered?
A family member was. And that's all I've been asked that I can release. A family member was. And a friend was there as well.
Gord, I don't know if you've told this before or not, but
Girlfriend?
Sorry, just one second.
A girlfriend? Boyfriend?
I'm not 100% sure. I know there's varying reports, and of course, again, this is why it's important, because there's so many reports coming in of so many different people who were there, etc. So there are conflicts of who was there. I know that one of our officers was in very close proximity when she was found, and I know family members were there and friends were there.
We heard it from her own family and from her close friends that it was Colton Ootmerding that found the body. Is that correct? Or is the family misinformed?
I'm not 100% sure who people have said was there. What I know in what I have been told, a family member and a friend with her. Maybe that individual was a friend, and maybe that's who they're referring to.
who found the cell phone at 7:30?
An individual from within the community found the cell phone.
Were they walking along the tracks heading to something?
My understanding, they were in close proximity there and found it, yes.
Or has that individual been ruled out as a suspect?
That individual's been spoken with.
So where does the case go from here? Where does the investigation go from here?
We continue to speak with everyone we can within the community of Armstrong, and it's not only in the community of Armstrong. If names come up of other communities, of course, our investigators will follow up on every lead that we have, and there are leads coming in that so-and-so from other communities are possible. We are following up every lead we can to get to the bottom of this investigation. We need to put the community's mind at ease that we have found the individual or individuals responsible for this crime. This is not only affecting family lost a child, it affects the community and it affects our community, because there are individuals in our community now questioning, well, if it happened there, can it happen here?